Hello, Shalom. Welcome to day 115 of the Daily Bread. We'll be reading Numbers chapter 9, 1 Kings chapter 21, Psalms 115, Proverbs 25, and from the book of Acts chapter 11. We'll be in the Scriptures 2009 version. Numbers chapter 9 on page 150. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe in the wilderness of Zion in the first new moon of the second year after they had come out of the land of Mizraim, saying, Now let the children of Israel perform the Pesach Passover at its appointed time, on the 14th day of this new moon between the evenings. Perform it at its appointed time. According to all its laws and right rulings, you perform it. And Moshe spoke to the children of Israel to perform the Pesach. So they performed the Pesach on the 14th day of the new moon between the evenings in the wilderness of Zion, according to all that Yahweh commanded Moshe. So the children of Israel did. But there were men who were defiled from being of a man, so they were not able to perform the Pesach on that day. So they came to before Moshe and Aaron that day, and those men said to him, We are defiled for being of a man. Why are we withheld from being near the offering of Yahweh at its appointed time among the children of Israel? And Moshe said to them, Wait, let me hear what Yahweh commands concerning you. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, When any male of you or your generations is unclean for a being, or is far away on a journey, he shall still perform the Pesach of Yahweh on the 14th day of the second new moon. Between the evenings they perform it. With unleavened bread and bitter herbs they eat it. They do not leave of it until morning, and they do not break a bone of it. According to all the laws of the Pesach, they perform it. But the man who is clean and is not on a journey, and has failed to perform the Pesach, the same shall be cut off from among his people, because he did not bring the offering of Yahweh at its appointed time. That man bears his sin. And when a stranger sojourns among you, then he shall perform the Pesach of Yahweh. He shall do according to the law of the Pesach and according to the right ruling. You have one law, both for the sojourner, the stranger, and the native of the land. And on the day that the dwelling place was raised up, the cloud covered the dwelling place, the tent of the witness. From evening until morning, it was above the dwelling place like the appearance of fire. Thus it was continually. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night, just like when it came out during Exodus. And whenever the cloud was taken up from above the tent, after that the children of Israel would depart, and in their place where the cloud dwelt, there the children of Israel would camp. At the mouth of Yahweh the children of Israel departed, and at the command of Yahweh they camped. They remained camped as long as the cloud dwelt above the dwelling place. Even when the cloud lingered many days above the dwelling place, the children of Israel guarded the charge of Yahweh and did not depart. And so it was, when the cloud was above the dwelling place a few days, according to the mouth of Yahweh they camped, and according to the mouth of Yahweh they would depart. And so it was, when the cloud dwelt only from evening until morning, when the cloud was taken up in the morning, then they would depart. Whether by day or by night, whenever the cloud was taken up, they departed. Whether 2 days, or a new moon, or a year, that the cloud lingered above the dwelling place to dwell upon it, the children of Israel camped. And they did not depart, but when it was taken up, they departed. At the mouth of Yahweh they camped, and at the mouth of Yahweh they departed. They guarded the charge of Yahweh at the mouth of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. Moving over to Kings chapter 21 on page 377. And it came to be after these events that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard which was in Israel, near the palace of Ahab, the sovereign of Samaria. And Ahab spoke to Naboth, saying, Give me your vineyard, and it shall be a vegetable garden for me, since it adorns my house. And let me give you a better vineyard for it, if it is good in your eyes. Let me give you its worth in silver. And Naboth said to Ahab, Far be it from me, by Yahweh, that I should give the inheritance of my fathers to you. And Ahab went into his house, embittered and displeased, because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him, when he said, I do not give you the inheritance of my fathers. And he lay down in his bed, turned away his face, and did not eat food. And Jezebel his wife came to him, and said to him, Why is your spirit so embittered, that you are not eating food? And he said to her, Because I had spoke to Naboth the Jezreelite, and he said to me, said to him, Give me your vineyard for silver, or if you prefer, I give you another vineyard for it. But he answered, I do not give you my vineyard. So Jezebel his wife said to him, Do you now rule over Israel? Rise up, eat food, and let your heart be glad. Let me give you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. Then she wrote letters in Ahab's name, and sealed them with his seal, and sent the letters to the elders and the nobles who were dwelling in the city with Naboth. And she wrote in the letters, saying, Proclaim a fast, and seat Naboth at the head of the people, and seat 2 men, sons of Belial, before him, to bear witness against him, saying, You have blessed Elohim and the sovereign. Then you shall take him out and stone him to death. And the men of this city, the elders and the nobles who were inhabitants of his city, did as Jezebel had sent them to do, as it was written in the letters which she had sent to them. They proclaimed a fast, and seated Naboth at the head of the people. And the men, sons of Belial, came in, sat before him, and the men of Belial witnessed against him, against Naboth, in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth had blessed Elohim and the sovereign. So they took him outside the city and stoned him with stones, and he died. And they sent to Isabel, saying, Naboth has been stoned and is dead. And it came to be, when Jezebel heard that Naboth had been stoned and was dead, that Jezebel said to Ahab, Rise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he refused to give to you for silver, for Naboth is not alive, but dead. It came to be, when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, and Ahab rose to go down to take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, the word of Yahweh came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, Rise up, go down to meet Ahab, sovereign of Israel, who lives in Samaria, sovereign of Israel, who lives. See, he is in the vineyard of Naboth, where he has gone down to take possession of it. And you shall speak to him, saying, Thus said Yahweh, You have murdered and have also taken possession. And you shall speak to him, saying, Thus said Yahweh, in the place where dogs lick the blood of Nahoth, the dogs are going to lick your blood, even yours. And Ahab said to Elijah, Have you found me, O my enemy? And he answered, I have found you, because you have sold yourself to do evil in the eyes of Yahweh. See, I am bringing evil on you, and shall consume your descendants, and cut off from Ahab every male of Israel, both those shut up and those left in charge, and make your house like the house of Joram of Nebat, and like the house of Bashin, or Baasha, son of Ahiah, because of the provocation with which you have provoked me and made Israel sin. And also of Jezebel, Yahweh has spoken, saying, The dogs are going to eat Jezebel by the wall of Israel. The dogs are going to eat whoever belongs to Ahab and dies in the city, and the birds of the heavens are going to eat whoever dies in the field. Indeed, there never was anyone like Ahab who sold himself to do evil in the eyes of Yahweh, because Jezebel his wife stirred him up. And he acted very abominably in following idols, according to all the Amorites and Dun, whom Yahweh disposed from before the children of Israel. And it came to be, when Ahab heard these words, that he tore his garments, and put sackcloth on his body, and fasted, and laid a sackcloth, and went softly. And the word of Yahweh came to Elijah the Tishbite, saying, And now Ahab has humbled himself before me. See how Ahab has humbled himself before me, because he has humbled himself before me. I do not bring the evil in his days, but in the days of his son I bring evil on his house. Proverbs 1:15 on page 713. Not to us, O Yahweh, not to us, but to your name give esteem, for your loving commitment, for your truth. Why should the nations say, Where now is their Elohim? But our Elohim is in the heavens. Whatever pleased him he has done. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they do not speak. They have eyes, but they do not see. They have ears, they do not hear. They have noses, but they do not smell. They have hands, but they do not handle. They have feet, but they do not walk. They make no sound through their throat. The ones who make them shall become like them, all who trust in them. O Israel, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. O house of Aaron, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. You who fear Yahweh, trust in Yahweh. He is their help and their shield. Yahweh has remembered us. He pleases us. He blesses the house of Israel. He blesses the house of Aaron. He blesses those who fear Yahweh. The small and the great. Yahweh gives you increase more and more, you and your children. You are blessed by Yahweh, who made the heavens and earth. The heavens are the heavens of Yahweh, but he has given the earth to the children of men. The dead do not praise Yah, nor any going down to silence, but we bless Yah, now and forever. Praise Yah. Proverbs 25 on page 751. These two are the Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, sovereign of Judah, copied. It is the esteem of Elohim to conceal a matter, and the esteem of sovereigns to search out a matter. The heavens for height and the earth for depth, but the heart of sovereigns is unsearchable. Take away the dross from silver, and a vessel comes forth for the refiner. Take away the wrong from before the sovereign, and his throne is established in righteousness. Do not exalt yourself before a sovereign. Do not stand in the place of great men, for it is better for him to say to you, "Come up here," than you should be put lower before a noble, before your eyes have seen. Do not go forth to strive in haste, for what would you do in the end, when your neighbor has put you to shame? Plead your case with your neighbor himself, and do not disclose the secret of another, lest he who hears it put you to shame, and your evil report turn not back. A word spoken at the right time, it is like apples of gold in setting of silver, a ring of gold and an ornament of fine gold. Is a wise one's reproof to an ear that hears, like the cold of a snow in time of harvest. Is a trustworthy messenger to those who send him, for he refreshes the life of his masters. He boasts of his gifts falsely, is like clouds and winds without rain. Through patience a ruler is pursued, a soft tongue shatters the bone. Have you found honey? Eat only as much as you need, lest you be satisfied with it and vomit. Make your foot rare in your neighbor's house, lest he gets enough of you and hate you. A man bearing false witness against his neighbor is like a club and a sword with a sharp arrow. Trust in a treacherous man in time of distress is like a broken tooth or a foot out of joint. One who takes away a garment in cold weather is like vineyard on soda, and a singer of songs of an evil heart. For your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will reap heaping coals of fire on his head, and Yahweh rewards you. The north wind brings rain, and a concealed tongue has enraged face. It is better to dwell in the corner of a roof than in a house shared with a contentious woman. Like cold water to a parched throat is good news from a distant land. A righteous man who gives way before the wrong is like a muddied spring and a ruined fountain. It is good to eat much honey. It is esteemed to seek one's own esteem. Is it esteem to seek one's own esteem? So, seeking your own glory? A man who has no control over his spirit is like a broken down city without a wall. Book of Acts, chapter 11, on page 1065, 1065. And the emissaries and brothers who were in Judah heard that the nations also received the word of Elohim. And when Kepha, Simon Peter, went up to Jerusalem, those of the circumcision were contending with him, saying, "You went into an uncircumcised man and ate with him?" But Peter began and set forth in order, saying, "I was in the city of Joppa praying, and in a trance I saw a vision, a certain vessel, descending like a great sheet, let down from the heaven by four corners, and it came to me. Having looked at it, I perceived and saw 4-footed beasts on the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping creatures, and the birds of the heaven. And I heard a voice saying to me, 'Rise up, Peter, slay and eat.' But I said, 'Not at all, Master, because whatever is common or unclean has never entered into my stomach.' And the voice answered me again from the heaven, what Elohim has cleansed, you do not consider common. And this took place 3 times, and all were drawn up again into the heaven. And see, immediately 3 men stood before the house where I was, having been sent to me from Caesarea. And the Spirit said to me, go with them, not doubting at all. And these 6 brothers also went with me, and we went into the man's house. And he told us how he had seen a messenger standing in his house, who said to him, send men to Joppa, and call for Simon, who is also called Peter, who shall speak to you words by which you shall be saved, and you and all your house. And as I began to speak, the set-apart Spirit fell upon them, as upon us at the beginning. And remember the word of the Master, how he said, John indeed immersed in water, but you shall be immersed in the set-apart Spirit. And if Elohim gave them the same gift as he gave us when we believed on the Master Yeshua Messiah, how was I able to withstand Elohim? And having heard this, they were silent and praised Elohim, saying, then Elohim has indeed also given the nations repentance to life. Then indeed they who were scattered because of the pressure that arose over the Stephanos passed through to Phoenicia and Cyprus and Antioch, speaking the word to no one except the Judean only. But some of them were men from Cyprus and Caesarea, who, when they had come into Antioch, spoke to the Hellenists, bringing the good news, the Master Yeshua. And the hand of the Master was with them, and a great number, having believed, turned to the Master. And the word of it came to the ears of the assembly in Jerusalem. And they sent out Barnabas to go as far as Antioch, who, having come and seen the favor of Elohim, was glad and encouraged with purpose of heart to cleave to the Master, because he was a good man and filled with the set-apart Spirit and with belief. The large numbers were added to the Master. Then Barnabas went to Tarsus to seek Saul, and having found him, he brought him to Antioch. And it came to be that for an entire year they came together in the assembly and taught large numbers. And the taught ones were called Messianists, first in Antioch. And those who were in those days prophets came from Jerusalem to Antioch. And one of them, named Hagab, stood up and indicated that by the Spirit that there was going to be great scarcity of food all over the world, which also took place under Claudius Caesar. So the taught ones, according to his ability, decided to send relief to the brothers dwelling in Judah. They also did, and sent it to the elders by the hands of Barnabas and Shaul. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible. Talk to the Father.